The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, about 120 seconds away from your chance at NASCAR street race tickets for next weekend here in Chicago. First time ever. It's going to be epic and insane, and you will be there. But we're talking about the guy that went to rob a woman in Indianapolis at gunpoint. Then he asked her out. And talking about situations you may have been in where you met somebody or got a deal. But people checking in. Sam checked in. I got into a fender bender last month, and the woman I hit was beyond hot. After we exchanged info, I asked her if I could call her, not dealing with the car, and she shot me down. Later, I realized how creepy that seemed. But I mean, how are you supposed to meet somebody today? It's hard, and if you did it innocently and gentlemanly enough, I think it was okay to do that, Sam. I think you're all right. I don't think it was too creepy.
You know, my parents met because my mom sold him an apartment.
What?
And he was shopping for a 2-bedroom because he was thinking of moving his ex-girlfriend there. And he had said that to her. That's how they met.
No way.
Yeah.
So how did she approach that? She just instantly, after the meeting, said, hey, you want to get together for lunch?
No, she left alone because they had a lot of apartment stuff to deal with. And then he eventually asked her out, and she's like, isn't like your ex moving here? And he's like, well, not anymore. I kind of like you.
Damn.
And it was already an ex. She was bad. It wasn't like a current.
People go back to exes, though.
I know.
Damn, you wouldn't be here.
I know.
It's terrible.
You'd be talking about yourself right now.
I'd be talking about myself. Nice. Okay, so Anna checked in. I had an AT&T employee take my phone number from my account after helping my mom and I get a new phone and then message me asking me out. I bet that happens a lot. People that work at phone stores, I'm guessing, they get the number, they see that situation, and I would guess that happens a lot because they have all your info. They're all done.
That's cool. I had somebody ask for my number in a creative way once. It was a magician. I swear to God. And they were doing a magic trick. And it was like, they were handing out cards. People were writing their names on them and doing all this. And he's like, okay, write your name and your phone number down. And I'm like, okay. And everyone was writing stuff down. And he takes it back and goes, that one's just for me. And he put it in his pocket and he kept doing the trick.
Yeah.
And he actually asked me out later. Like, he called me later that day.
Of course he did.
I'm like, oh my God.
Listen, you got to shoot your shot. I always say that.
It was so creative, though.
Very creative. As long as you're not creepy, shoot your shot.
I think every girl can appreciate creativeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everybody can appreciate a gun to your head and being asked out like happened in Indianapolis.
It is creative, though.
It's certainly creative.
It is.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Congrats to Ashley from Streamwood. She is now going to the NASCAR Chicago street race coming up next weekend. Of course, July 4th weekend on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be outstanding. And our friends at Dunkin', the official breakfast of the Chicago street race broadcast, got us those tickets. We'll have all next week long, too, by the way. Tickets starting on Monday, so just be here with us then. And kind of getting psyched up for that race a week from now. It's the perfect NASCAR prayer.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My 2 children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the Little E's. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Q101, Brian and Kenzie, want to remind you right now we still have a poll, an active poll from yesterday's show, and it led in the 9 o'clock hour to people nearly breaking up and talking about how this thing in a relationship can really determine how long you think it's going to last, and it's if one of the people, and the other one doesn't, likes watching TV with subtitles on. This is really something that should be...
People get really, really passionate about it, for or against it.
You do those pre-marriage things, pre-Cana we had to do with Megan I did in the Catholic Church. They should ask you that.
That you think it should be included?
Should be part of it. Some of the questions I got were not that important. But the
like
subtitles,
what?
death do you part, all that kind of stuff. complete love. It was assumed. I knew that stuff. I mean, I'm there marrying her. I'm not going in there. This is going to be a casual just dinner, and I'm stepping out for cigarettes and never coming home.
Well, some people do that.
I know, not me.
So they have to review it.
Yeah, I guess so. But add that in. All the stuff I had to do and talk about in that 9-hour session through a Zoom. How about saying, do you watch subtitles? Does it annoy you when you have it on the TV? Because so many people do. I become that person, but then I hate it because you end up just reading the TV. You're not watching the movie.
I like that. It helps me keep up.
It's just easier.
Yeah, but I'm not adamant either way, but my husband is. He hates them so much. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, good Lord, take them off.
We haven't met one couple that agrees that both do it or both don't do it. Either one loves it and one hates it. That's the way it is.
He just does not want to read it all. Like, it upsets him. He doesn't even like when they're in another country for 30 seconds of a normal movie. He's like, what's happening?
I don't understand.
I'm like, well, they're in France, so they're just keeping it realistic for a second here.
This is time to go to the snack bar and get something and come back if you don't like it that much.
Yeah, he's not into it.
So join in on the poll on Twitter, Q101's Twitter page. It's 50-50 right now. Do you watch TV with subtitles? See, it's exactly what I thought. No one completely agrees, but I'm curious to know more or not that do it. So if you haven't hit your choice on that on the Twitter poll, go to Q101's Twitter page right now and do it. Also coming up, maybe you have some neighborhood drama going on. This came from the Nextdoor app, the Chicagoland Nextdoor app. And I hesitate to say where, but I think I'll just give you a little bit of guidance that might help. In Portage Park. And here is what was posted. Who the hell blanked on my front door? On my front door, ? That's all that was posted. And when we come back here at 8:20, we'll read the whole thing to you. And then there's really something to decide here on how this happened, why this happened. Who the hell blanked on my front door? I will tell you what the blank is when we come back.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, neighborhood drama, especially over the weekend, things happen a lot of times when you're out barbecuing, fireworks, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys have. Some of you always want to chime in on some of your neighborhood drama, 312-591-8300. We'd love to try to help and resolve it because your neighbors, especially if you buy the place, you're not going to move that easy. Me and Megan are about to re-sign our lease, and it's just the thought of moving is terrifying. Again, just to pack up, and we just moved not even a year ago, and to do it again would just suck because you have to move because you're neighbors.
Ew.
And if you have bad neighbors, but I don't know about this one. This was from the Nextdoor app in Portage Park. That's where this came from. Someone posted, who the hell took a fat dump on my front door?
Did someone admit it at least, on the post?
No. But I'm just wondering what led to this. Taking a fat dump on someone else's front door. What do you think happened here?
It's one of two things.
Okay.
It's an ex.
Okay. Wait. Let's stop there for a second before the other one. Does an ex think to do that? If you really are upset at the person?
Kind of crazy and bizarre. Once you get passion and emotion up in there, okay?
We're just totally frenzied and you're out of control.
You just don't know what to do.
So you drop your pants. And
I guess that's what it's not what I did, but
I can see it. I understand and I agree with you. I'm just kind of thinking of that situation where you're so angry.
Vengeful.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's either next. The second choice is just all teenagers. Any teenager who thinks it would be funny.
Yeah, let's do that.
A prank.
Yeah.
They got dared. It has nothing to do with you.
It's pretty aggressive. Everybody's got a Ring doorbell camera at this point, too. And
yeah, why is he asking the internet? Yeah. Check your camera.
Well, I shouldn't say everybody. I don't have one. My neighbor has one, no cameras around, so I just kind of go to him. I go, hey, man, did you see anything last night? And no one ever said someone's going to take a dump on the door.
Now you kind of want to get one, right?
I would love when I own a house or I own something that's mine, I will have cameras in every corner and every outside, inside. Do you guys have cameras at your place?
We have cameras outside.
Yeah.
And then we have an alarm system, so we have the sensors. We don't have them inside. That creeps me out. I don't know.
But you control the cameras.
Right, but what if I'm wrapping birthday presents in the family room? My husband's gonna be like, "Oh, I can watch." I don't want stuff to have to be that. I need a little privacy. I think inside the house we're fine.
Yeah.
Because we have sensors. You know what's funny? I always think my son is just never gonna be able to sneak out. Kids used to sneak out. But
yeah.
We have those door sensors. Our door dings. The way to turn the alarm off is in our room.
Yeah.
He's never gonna have access to that. We'd hear him, and then the Ring doorbell reports every time a door or window opens. We'd be like, it looks like you left it at 1 and came back at 3. We'd have it. There's nothing to sneak out of. Window opening, door opening.
That's terrible. That's a sign of the times that he can't have the life that some of us had sneaking out of the house.
He doesn't need it. He'll be fine.
I think he just wants to. A lot of kids just don't want to leave the house.
He's
so
true.
he's right. He's not even thinking that.
He's going to be a little hermit anyways, you know?
We always wanted to sneak out of the house. A lot of people are checking in thinking it's a dog. This is not a dog. When the person posted, who the hell took a fat dump on my front door? It's human. It's human. So anybody think what could have happened there besides Kenzie's take on it's kids being funny or an ex?
That's it.
What do you think? I guess I can't think of any other options.
If that happened, I'd be super suspicious towards my husband. Like, if he's married, I'd be all up on that.
Why, just because he was drunk or something and couldn't make it in?
No, I'd be like, who's angry at us? What'd you do?
Oh.
Who didn't know you had a wife?
God, instantly it goes to cheating?
I would be, what are you doing?
That's a sign?
Yeah.
A dump on the door?
Either cheating, you're cheating, or there's teenagers involved.
Take that lesson in the weekend. It's Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, the interesting side discussion on the Nextdoor app post, who the hell took a fat dump on my front door, led to us talking about kids trying to sneak out of the house and do something kind of mischievous, as they will. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 in case the producer joins us because he texted in or chimed in on our intercom. What'd you say?
Well, I saw a text come across the text line, 312-591-8300. That's how you communicate with us. It was from 708, and they said that Kenzie is holding her 9-year-old hostage, a prisoner, if you will.
Because I don't let him frolic in the streets while I'm asleep.
Well, like a lot of people out there, you have cameras, ring cameras, or motion detectors in the house, everything. You can buy everything so easy now, where in the old days, you were like a rich person if you had that stuff. Now everybody's got cameras, which is awesome because you can see what's going on.
Because it seems like you almost live in a federal penitentiary, the way you have cameras and an alarm system set up, and there's no way that your son could sneak out of the house.
Impossible.
Which is not something I really ever thought of, because I asked you guys the question, and I asked our crew members this as well. Did everybody sneak out of the house but me as a teenager? That's not something I ever did, never thought about. I was always afraid of getting in trouble, whatever trouble meant. I'm still afraid of getting in trouble now.
Good Lord.
I think I'm the only one that didn't sneak out of the house when I was a teenager.
What a miserable existence. Case the producer. He was afraid to get in trouble. I would guess, and we can take a poll here, right now, 312-591-8300. Like, what did you do when you snuck out of the house? For example, everybody I know snuck out of the house. Now, I get it. Homes are pretty awesome today. I mean, you got your gaming systems.
Running water.
I mean, there's
electricity.
There's kids with 70-inch TVs in their bedrooms now.
Yeah.
I don't know how this happened. I missed the window. It was terrible.
Growing up when you grew up sucked. It was awesome.
We had one TV. One TV there
in the family room?
In the family room.
Were you running away from home or were you sneaking out? What are you trying to say?
One from column A, one from column B when I got out. But we went, and here's another thing people probably didn't do. We snuck out to go pool hopping. Did you do it? You know what even pool hopping is?
You just jumped in people's pools?
Yeah, you just snuck over. We used to go to the country club, the rich country club nearby. And go there and go pool hopping. And sometimes ladies would join too, It was fun. Is pool hopping not happening anymore either, looks like, the way you guys are looking at me?
I feel like back in the day, you'd get arrested and the cops would show up and be like, hey, go home. Now you'd end up with a felony.
I don't know about Chicago. You kind of let everybody go pretty much at this point just for pool hopping.
Okay.
Come on now. Jussie Smollett got off.
Seems unrelated.
Did somebody make a bet with how many times you can say his name on the show today?
Today, twice. 2 mentions of Jussie
You're
Smollett.
acting like it's a trending news story. It was 4 years ago, Brian. Get over it.
God.
Okay, what'd you do when you snuck out of the house? Let's find out if our crew members, everybody snuck out of the house because Case, the producer, was too afraid, and poor Kenzie's son can't get out of the house because the cameras and
He's 9.
the gun turret guards on the door.
Somebody from your perspective, Brian, are you worried about the next generation of kids, Gen Z and beyond, because they can't sneak out? That's probably, in your mind, gives them a worse existence, right?
It does. You should be creative. It definitely spurs your mind. It gives you athletic ability.
The world is way more dangerous. It's not a good time to sneak out, especially if you're a girl. It's not safe.
That's false. It was rough in the old days, too. Nothing was pure and safe, and it was lollipops and rainbows.
Were you murdering people at your pool hub?
Well, no one I know got hurt.
Hey, he was murdering the women, am I right?
Well, hit that rim shot over there, please.
I don't know where it's at. There it is.
Yikes.
Oh, man. So prove Case wrong, I guess, or actually, let's just balance the scales here to see who snuck out of the house because Case was too scared. How many reasons did you give? You were too scared.
I also didn't have friends, but I wasn't going to bring that up.
You didn't have friends. You had nowhere to go.
I had nowhere to go. I grew up on a farm. There was nothing for you. I got to sneak outside.
If you went outside, you had to work. It sucked.
I was going to sneak outside and watch the stars. I don't want to do that.
Your dad came out, oh, good, Case, you're up early to go milk the cow. Good for you, son.
That seems awful. No, but it's so interesting to me because kids are tracked now on phones, security systems, cameras. It seems almost hard to do anything mischievous.
That's right. It's a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure to act up.
To have fun.
Yeah.
To have some fun. Get out there and cause some havoc. Toilet paper a house, you know?
Did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
That seems awful. I feel like kids growing up now.
Person,
like kids growing up now would feel guilty if they TP'd somebody's house.
I'm a bad person because I toilet papered a house of an old man that used to give me mean looks.
Yes. Yep. You suck.
He deserved it.
It's hard to get that down.
Well, it comes down naturally. Although I will say, somebody toilet papered someone in my neighborhood recently, and I first off, it's admirable to see that. And it's been up for a month or two. It won't come down, all the toilet paper.
That's not a TP'd house. That's an abandoned property.
No.
I think the bake sees that house.
Well, check in here with all your stories of sneaking out of the house. We're curious what you did, and if you did it, because Case missed out on this. He's in his early 20s. He just never had the time to do that. It's very sad.
That's right. Never really had a proper childhood, I guess.
Here's the ultimate hype song. If you are a kid listening, to get out of the house this weekend. Sneak out of your house this weekend and do something fun.
Don't do that. It's very dangerous.
What is it?
It's dangerous.
It's
Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
You can do anything you set your mind to. That's right, Eminem. Kids out there, if you want to sneak out of the house and do some havoc this weekend.
Just stop.
Okay, I want to make something clear. I'm not talking about the flash mobs that have gone through and caused fights and ruined festivals in the city. That's terrible, doing that kind of stuff.
Which I always think, by the way, is a group of dancers that are wreaking havoc across the city. Whenever I see flash mob, I think somebody broke out in dance.
And dancers will take out of the hands.
It's really bad the news labeled it a flash mob.
What is Brandon Johnson's plan to stop flash mobs in the city? Teens dancing like it's Footloose all over town.
Now, I would be all for that. If there was a dance routine, a bunch of kids got together and did that instead of fighting and doing stupid crap, yes, I would be for that. It's Brian and Kenzie and Q101 in Case, the producers here, talking about, did you sneak out? This is kind of a side conversation that just kind of took off with our conversation on sneaking out of the house. It's almost impossible to do it anymore because homes are too technology-based, with the cameras, with the motion detectors, and also, kids' bedrooms are pretty awesome today.
How do you know what kids' bedrooms are like, Brian?
I've seen my nephew's bedrooms. They have like the highest end gaming systems. They got 64 gig of RAM on their gaming computer. You're going to go home and game today. You're not going to leave the house on a Friday. It's 85 degrees out. Case, the producer, who's 24.
Yeah.
Going to go home and do that.
Well, that's because Friday afternoons are my video game time. I look forward to it every week.
It's a special time.
Yeah, it's the one time I have every week to play video games, and I look forward to it.
Yes, inside is pretty good.
I'll crack open the door.
I'm just saying it's good to get out there and do things. Now, somebody coming at Kenzie for keeping her son prisoner in the house with cameras.
Okay, he is 9 years old. And no, I don't approve of him leaving in the middle of the night while I'm asleep.
No, they don't want you to do that. Kenzie, let that kid be free. Give him some ayahuasca and turn off the alarms. Alex the garbage man checked in.
You know what's hilarious? Now I'm getting in trouble for being this, but I mentioned that I went to 2 concerts this week, right? So
Fall Out Boy.
I had Fall Out Boy and Morgan Wallen. And the amount of texts we had this morning of like, well, who has your kid?
Oh, you just left him at home, right?
I was like, well, obviously I tied him to the post outside while I was at the concert. What do you mean? And now it's like, let him be free. I'm like, okay.
Anytime to pull, give him a plate of pizza rolls. That's good for a 9-year-old.
I left him in the car with the windows up so he'd be warm. Okay? Because I can't have him chilly.
Women were throwing bras up there. I threw him up there.
Yeah, it's fine.
He's fine. He was all good.
Morgan Wallen signed your son.
Sam checked in. My son's mother snuck out of the house when she was a teenager to go to St. Louis for a Hanson concert.
Wow.
I like it.
That's pretty good.
That's dedication.
Yeah, and Charlie's checking in about sneaking out of the house. Case has never snuck out of the house. He never did. He missed that window as a child. Charlie, ahoy.
All right.
All right, you sneak out of the house? So you're in that generation, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what'd you do when you went out of the house? What were you going to do?
So we always had a backpack full of fireworks. We had a little clan that would run around, like everybody
You got
else.
a choice of words there, but
Yeah,
anyway.
I wouldn't use the word clan anymore. It didn't age well.
Well, not like that.
Okay, good.
No, a different kind.
Okay.
The good kind. I guess there's a good kind somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So you and your clan had a backpack full of fireworks and go, Charlie. What's next?
So, you just go, like, in the alleys and light them off and whatnot, but that got boring after a while. So we thought, like, we grew up out in the country, so there's a lot of older houses. And the doors had those mail slots that went directly in the house.
Oh, boy.
So we thought, what's the next step? So we would shove just a firecrackers, nothing that shot like airborne, just the firecrackers in the mail slots.
A thunder bomb, if you will. Not an M80. Didn't go that far, right?
Yeah, no M80.
Okay, good, because you can hurt somebody with that. Thunder bomb's going to make some noise, wake everybody up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then come fall, it was a good time because everybody put those bag leaves out,
Yeah?
Oh.
So you would make a fence in the road, and you light them all on fire, and then you just wait for the fire trucks to show up, and then you'd run away, and
Oh.
Sure. Yeah.
It's too
You
cled to
spent
clan
an honest
territory.
Saturday just raking up your yard. It just makes me so mad. I hate these hooligans.
But at least he got rid of the leaves for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're doing everybody a favor.
Burning plastic's great for the environment.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.